Hello guys! Today I'm going to do a baking video. I absolutely love baking and I do it all the time, but I've never actually made a baking video before. But it's coming up to Comic Relief very soon, and the best way to raise money for Comic Relief is by doing a bake sale. So I thought I'd do this really simple cupcake recipe, really quick to do, really quick to bake, very easy to do, and you can sell them around school to your friends or take them into work and sell them there. Or if it's not Comic Relief because you're watching this in months and months' time, then just bake all the cupcakes and eat them for yourself.
Firstly, let's take a look at the ingredients. You're going to need self-raising flour, caster sugar, free-range eggs, butter or margarine, your chosen flavouring. I've gone with coffee, but you could choose chocolate, vanilla, lemon, whatever you like. Then for the icing, you need butter, milk, and lastly icing sugar, which I've stupidly forgotten. And finally, you're going to need your Comic Relief cupcake decoration kit.
Okay, so firstly what we're going to do is add your butter into your bowl and cream it without anything else, because then it means it's easier to add the sugar in a minute. Now I have I just don't have scales because I'm at my uni house right now, I'm not at home. But basically you need 110 grams of everything apart from eggs, which you can't measure in grams, so you need 2. But I am stuck doing it in tablespoons, so just use your spoon to mush up the butter. When your butter is quite creamy, like that is, now is when you add your caster sugar. Again with the caster sugar we need 110 grams of that, but like I said, I am attempting to use tablespoons, which I do not advise, so use scales. And then cream together your butter and caster sugar until it is one quite smooth paste. You don't want any lumps in it or any bits of dry sugar in there. So there we go, that is all mixed together nicely. So now we add in 2 whole eggs. Until that looks something like that. Quite gloopy. Yummy. Now this is the point where you add your flavouring, and as I said earlier, you can use any flavouring you like. Normally I would go with cocoa powder, but I've given up chocolate for Lent, so I can't do that. So instead, I'm using coffee because I really like coffee cakes. So if you are going to do the coffee, you need a little bit of hot water in the bottom of a mug. I'm using my red nose day mug, obviously. And you add about 2 teaspoons of instant coffee granules. Although I like it quite strong, so I might add 3. There we go, that's better. I've literally just got a little splash of water in the bottom, not too much, otherwise you'll make the batter too runny. I think I've possibly used too much here, but it'll be fine, I'm sure. Stir that round and then pour it. That's way too much, oh my god. Yeah, okay. So when you do this, use a much more sensible amount of water. That's literally drowned. That's not good. But yeah, stir any flavouring. That's now kind of lumpy soup. On with the self-raising flour now. So again, you need 110 grams of self-raising flour, but please use scales, not spoons. And then stir that in. Well, I say stir, you're meant to fold it in, which I find is easier. Just sort of roll it into the batter beforehand anyway, because that stops the flour from just sort of going all over the place. Which is not what you want, because then you get a floury kitchen. And then when it's sort of mostly covered, then you can start mixing. And then when that's all mixed in, you should have a nice creamy cake mix like that. And it smells absolutely amazing. And I don't actually think it's too runny after all, so shouldn't be too bad. I think they're going to be nice. So good. Now it is time to lay out your cupcake cases, Comic Relief themed, obviously. Well, I can't get into the box. Ugh. Oh my god, this is ridiculous! Ha 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 ha. Oh, yes. Now it's time to put your mixture into your cupcake cases, and for this I advise you use 2 teaspoons. And that is about all of my mixture. And now, English please. Now it is time to stick them in the oven for between 10 to 15 minutes. And when they are cooked, you can take them out of the oven and leave them on the side to cool. I think the mixture probably was a little bit too runny, and all of the quantities weren't exactly done scientifically, were they? So I'm not quite sure what they're going to taste like, but hopefully they were alright. You should know if they're cooked or not when you can poke a fork into them and the fork comes out clean. Right now would be a very good time to start making your butter icing, for which you will need 140 grams of softened butter and 280 grams of icing sugar, plus any flavouring you want, whether that's vanilla or lemon or coffee or chocolate or whatever like that. A couple of teaspoons of milk in case it gets a bit thick, you need to make it a little bit runnier. And some food colouring if you'd like to add that in as well. As I said earlier, I do not have any icing sugar, so that kind of makes making butter icing rather hard. So I came up with a kind of very sorry kind of substitute using caster sugar just to put on my cupcakes. Just quickly, you beat the butter on its own like we did at the beginning of the cake and make that nice and creamy. Then you add half of the icing sugar, or a bit less probably, and beat that together. It takes quite a while and you need a good arm, so keep it going and it will come together. Then add in the rest of the icing sugar with a little bit of the milk if necessary, and keep beating it together. But yeah, the exact instructions for that are in the recipe, which is down in the description, with the rest of the recipe and all of the measurements and ingredients there as well. So when your cupcakes are nice and cool, you can get a knife and just put on a little bit of your icing. I've gone with coffee flavouring again for my icing substitute, but like I said, you can go with any flavour for the icing and you can mix and match as well. So you know, chocolate cake with vanilla icing or a vanilla cake with chocolate icing, whatever you fancy really. Even if you decide to make these cupcakes for yourself and eat them at home with the family or whatever, if you buy the Comic Relief decorations and the Comic Relief cupcake cases, you'll still be raising money and donating money to Comic Relief. And if you'd like to help raise even more money for Comic Relief, please click my donation link, which is down in the description below, and you can donate some money directly to Comic Relief there. Anything, even if it's just 20 pence or £5. I'm pretty sure you can donate from all across the world as well. Don't quote me on that, but click on the link and see what happens. I haven't been able to try it out because I haven't been to everywhere in the world, but you can click on it and see what happens. And even if you can't donate through that link, then click like on this video and subscribe to my channel, because I donate all of the money from this channel directly to Comic Relief as well. So by liking and subscribing, you're helping support my channel and helping me raise extra money for Comic Relief. And there we have it, guys. Some really, really cool looking, easy to make, and hopefully delicious cupcakes. And when you make them with scales and real icing sugar, I'm sure they will taste even more delicious than these. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below telling me if you're planning to make these cupcakes, or let me know how they went if you did make them. And other than that, I shall see you next week. Thank you very much again for watching, guys. I'm just going to try a bite of one of my cupcakes. Oh, they look quite nice. Oh, they're actually really, really, really good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.